The story in general of Speed. It's about things going very, very fast. Okay, a police officer gets one of his jobs is to there's a bomb guy. Dennis Hopper's a bomb guy who plants a bomb on this like elevator in like this building, and there are all these hostages, and he and his partner have to go in, dismantle. How do they go in? It's a very delicate situation. They manage to do it, killing the bomb expert. A year later, the bomb expert creeps. It's okay. For crying out loud. No, a year later, the bomb expert creeps up again. They thought he was dead. And now he's asking for a certain amount of money. So he's planted a bomb on the bus, on one bus, and it explodes. And the next bus is a bus that I'm on, which I take every day. A group of people, we all know each other. I know the bus driver. I'm kind of a loudmouth, sassy, pain in the butt, typecasting. And I get on the bus, and we hit over 50. And he, by this time, has found out that it's our bus that's the next target, so he has to get on the bus. He gets on the bus. Our bus driver gets shot by an insane person who thinks Keanu's after him. Hence, I'm at the wheel, and Keanu's directing me to some place where we can manage to keep the bus going over 50 miles an hour. Hence the airport, because we can drive in a circle. So we drive in a circle, we find out he's watching us. And we cannot get the people off, or they'll explode the bus again. So I mean, it's every time we think we have a solution, there's something else attached to it. So it's pretty delicate and well written in that way, that there's always, even if you go, well, why didn't he do this? And then you know why, because he's already thought of that. I mean, he's thought of everything that you could possibly think of to get the thing dismantled or get the people off the bus. We managed to get the people off the bus. I'm not going to say how. And Keanu and I get off the bus. You think it's over, and it's not. And that's why we're down on the subway, because then we go to something that will go even faster than the bus, because the name of the film is Speed. So, and then, yeah. Okay. And then we kiss. Okay? And it's really great. Well, I just happen to be one of the passengers on this bus that sort of goes on its daily route. And when Keanu's character jumps on the bus, he's there to sort of alert us to the fact that we can't go under 50 miles an hour. And one of the bus people is obviously been in trouble with the law and thinks Keanu's after him at this time, and pulls a gun. Keanu struggles with the gun, and the gun goes off and shoots our driver. And I happen to be right there in the front seat, so I leap to help the driver, and we need to get the bus under control. So I just think I'm just sitting down to like get the bus under control and stop it until Keanu's character lets me know that we must continue down this ridiculous track that we're on. So that's how I get stuck riding the bus. If I had to do it all over again, I would have sat in the back somewhere. I mean, driving the bus, I thought, okay, this is going to be nice. I get to sit, drive the bus for a couple of weeks. It's not as easy as it looks. So I was stuck there. So it will be a very fast film. Eloquently said by Sandra Bullock. In Demolition Man, I did a little bit of action, but it was pretty much Sly and Wesley's film, and I was like the Muppet, I was sort of like the comedy part. And here it was just another great part, and I mean, it just happens to be in a film where there's action. But I think this is more of like a thriller than it is an action film. I mean, there's not a lot of punching. There's a lot of activity, but there's not a lot of like set action. I mean, it's all about this thing going faster and faster. And here you have two people that are very rigid and sort of set in their ways and sort of like this, and they're caught up in this thing that's totally out of control, which is something that they're not used to. So if you look at it as action films, yeah, they have action in them, but I mean, this is it for me. I mean, well, who knows? I mean, maybe 5 years down the line, I'll find, Rambo 6. I'll find another part that I happen to like in an action film. So, you take the good parts regardless of whether, I do. I took them whether they happen to be in an action film or whether they're in a animated film. I don't know. It just, wherever the good part is, I guess, I take it. I tend not to be around for the stunts because I pretty much consider myself a jinx. Every time I've been around something like a stunt, something has gone wrong, and it's always been when I'm there. Always. I mean, it never fails. So I try not to watch because I figure my being nervous doesn't help everybody else. So I try to stay away unless I happen to be involved somewhere in because I'm not involved in any of the stunts. I mean, no, I don't do anything that incredibly exciting except for maybe sliding on this little board. But I tend to not stay around because I think I mess it up. I'm bad karma for these stunt people, so I kind of stay away and stay at the craft service somewhere. So that's where when the stunt's going on, you see me stuff in my face. Keanu is it's hard to explain. I mean, I could sit here and say he's a really nice guy, but the thing that I'm sure most people don't know about Keanu is that I've really developed an incredible amount of respect for Keanu because he's so honest. I mean, he's like, there's no BS about Keanu. He doesn't say or do anything to make anybody else happy. He does what he feels is right, and he says what he feels, and he works so incredibly hard. I mean, it's rare that you get a fellow actor who says, is there anything else that I can change for you? Would you like me to do something? What is it that's not working for you? Can I change something? Because, that's incredibly rare, and there's no BS about him. There's nothing fake. And you feel, when I first started being around him, I felt incredibly jaded. And like, all the bad thoughts that I was thinking, I felt like a horrible human being because he's pretty equal with everybody. I mean, he doesn't seem to think any bad thoughts, so I felt pretty rotten for like the first couple of weeks. And you just get to hang out with him and there's an incredible ease that's attached to Keanu, and I don't know where it comes from. I don't know if it's peace of mind or what it is, but it's so comforting just to be around for long periods of time. And I didn't expect that from him at all. He's Keanu. He has every reason to be stuck up and have a big head, but he's not that way at all. He's a really really nice person, a really wonderful person. And it's really nice to be around that for a change. So it's really a joy. Enough about Keanu, more about me. I mean, all the history of Dennis Hopper, it should be really interesting. I mean, what I like about his style is that I like to play. I don't like to, sometimes if you just go off in, improv and banter and things like that, he seems like he could hold, of course he's going to hold his own, but, he'll be there with you. You never know what's going to come out of his mouth, and I like that because that always makes me fresh. So as long as he doesn't kill me in there, he can pretty much do what he wants. He's Dennis Hopper. He's very nice. He's very sweet. I mean, everybody's got their dark side. I'm sure that's his dark side on screen, but he's a really cool guy. Jan's been a DP for God knows how many years. He's done some of the biggest projects, so obviously he's been around some of the greatest directors, and that's the best. I think the best lesson you can get. I don't think you can get better training, and he's worked with top actors, so I wasn't panicked at all. I mean, there was no reason for anybody to be panicked because you have the best of both worlds. It's going to look incredibly great, and the scene is going to move in the camera, but then it's also going to move. I think it's going to have movement in the scene itself. So he's done. You would never know he's a first-time director ever, and I don't think there's any way he could be like a first-time director because he's had so much experience under his belt. He's probably directed for a lot of directors that we just don't know about. So he's doing a great job. I feel incredibly comfortable. Anybody who'll trust you enough to let you fly is obviously confident enough in what he's doing, and then every once in a while he'll pull me back and say, just don't do that again and we'll be okay. Don't play that scene at all like you played it, but it was great. Just don't do that. But I think he's doing a great job. I mean, if he was doing a horrible job, I wouldn't say he's doing a horrible job. Well, my character's name is Annie in the film, so I think the sequel should be called Annie, Get Your Gun and Help Keanu Out. So I've gotten my gun. Sam, I'm good, all right?